What's up, everyone? We are back at it today, and we're taking a look at this compact 4K dashcam from Redtiger. If you've been following the dashcam scene lately, you know that everyone is racing to cram 4K sensors into smaller and smaller housings. Today, we'll be talking about this ViewClear 70 dashcam, a compact unit for drivers who want top-tier evidence without a massive screen blocking their view. We've seen a lot of compact cams over the years, some great, some basically toys. So we're going to break down the build, the install, and the actual image quality to see if this thing is truly a Garmin killer or just another mid-range contender wearing a premium price tag. Updated price and purchase links will be down in the description for your convenience. Without any further ado, let's begin. Starting with the unboxing, the presentation is clean and professional. It comes in a simple white and red box, and once you get inside, the internal cutouts do a great job of keeping the hardware safe during shipping. ViewClear actually gives you a pretty complete kit here. In the box, you're getting the main ViewClear 70 unit, a dedicated rear camera, 5 cable clips, a USB-C power cable, and the rear camera extension. They also include a trim tool, which we always appreciate, along with the adhesive mount, electrostatic stickers, and a 128GB SD card. It's rare to see a company include a high-capacity card right out of the box, so that's a win for the consumer. The manual is straightforward, and the overall first touch feels like you're getting your money's worth. The design of the front module itself is one of our favorite parts. It's minimal, sleek, and doesn't scream for attention on your windshield. You've got the SD card slot tucked away on the side, and all the ports are actually located on the mount itself, which makes for a much cleaner look once the wires are tucked in. Under the hood, the front module is rocking a Sony Starvis sensor with HDR enabled, recording in native 4K. Now, the rear module is a different story. It uses a cheaper Wandrix pixel sensor, though it does still support HDR. This is a common cost-cutting measure, but for a unit that sits in the $200 plus price bracket, we really have to look closely at whether that secondary sensor holds up its end of the bargain. Let's talk about the installation, because ViewClear has tried to make this as flexible as possible. To get the main unit up, you start by sticking the electrostatic sticker to the windshield. This is a lifesaver because it means you aren't scraping 3M glue off your glass 3 years from now if you decide to upgrade. Then you just peel them out and stick it. Now you've got 2 ways to power this thing. You can go the easy route with the car charger, or you can go for the clean pro look with a hardwire kit. If you're doing the hardwire install, you'll need a test pencil to find your fuse slots. You're looking for one always on, constant power, and one that only activates with the ignition, ACC. You connect the yellow cable to the constant fuse, the red to the ignition fuse, and the black to a solid ground. Routing the cables is where the critique comes in. The top plastic cover of most modern cars is usually flexible enough to lift so you can tuck the cable in for a discreet look. We ran ours down the A-pillar, tucked it behind the weather stripping, and hid the extra hardware kit inside the fuse box. For the rear camera, it's a similar story. You're prying up the headliner and routing that cable all the way back through the B-pillar and C-pillar until you reach the rear windshield. The rear camera installs exactly like the front one. It's a bit of a project if you've never done it before, but the result is a completely hidden factory-style look that won't distract you while you're driving. Now let's get into the actual performance, because this is where the rubber meets the road. The footage from the ViewClear 70 is honestly impressively clean for such a small device. If we compare it to something like the Garmin Mini series, which has been the gold standard for compact cams, the ViewClear 70 actually pulls ahead in terms of raw detail. The Sony Starvis sensor in the front does a fantastic job of keeping things sharp, and the nighttime footage is surprisingly clear. The HDR handles those tricky light shifts like driving out of a dark tunnel into bright sunlight moderately well, though it's not the best we've ever seen. The rear camera, however, is where we have some notes. While the footage is acceptable, it definitely feels like there's some heavy upscaling going on. It doesn't have the same bite or clarity as the front sensor, and at this price point, we were really hoping for a more balanced dual cam experience. That said, one area where this camera absolutely smokes the competition is the data transfer. It features Wi-Fi 6, which makes downloading clips to your phone faster than you'll probably ever need. If you've ever sat in your car for 10 minutes trying to download a 30-second clip over a slow 2.4 GHz connection, you'll know exactly why this is a massive feature. The ViewClear 70 is a bit of a sleeper in the dashcam world. It offers a premium, minimalist design and front-facing 4K quality that rivals much larger, more expensive units. The inclusion of Wi-Fi 6 and a high-end Sony sensor makes it a technical powerhouse for its size. However, the critique stands. For a unit that costs over $200, the drop-off in quality between the front and rear sensors is noticeable. It feels like a premium front camera with a budget rear camera tacked on. If you prioritize a clean, hidden install and fast wireless downloads, this is a fantastic choice. But if you're looking for the absolute best rear-facing evidence on the market, you might find yourself wanting a bit more. So that's our take on the ViewClear 70. It's compact, it's fast, and the front-facing 4K is legit. If you're tired of bulky cameras with massive screens distracting you at night, this is a setup that definitely earns its place on your windshield. We'll put the links to the ViewClear 70 in the description so you can check out the latest deals and see if it fits your budget. If you have any questions about the fuse tap process or how that Wandrick sensor performs in heavy rain, drop a comment below. We're always around to help. If you found this critique helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more gear reviews. Other than that, we hope you all have a simple day. Peace.